The helicopter blades were still spinning when the CIA team stepped onto the damp ground of the southern Philippine jungle. Rain clung to the leaves like sweat on skin, and the air felt heavy, almost hostile. This was not their first foreign operation. They had been in deserts, frozen mountains, failed states. To them, this was just another assignment labeled low risk. A local insurgent leader was believed to be hiding deep in the jungle, and Washington wanted him captured quietly. Standing a few meters away were Filipino intelligence officers, calm, observant, silent. One of them, Colonel Ramon De Vera, spoke first. His voice was firm but respectful. "This area is not what your maps show. You should not move tonight." The CIA team leader, Agent Marcus Hale, barely looked at him. He smirked, wiping rain from his face. "We've reviewed satellite data, thermal scans, drone feeds. We're good." De Vera tried again, explaining that the jungle here swallowed technology, that insurgents had eyes everywhere, that the locals were already aware of foreign boots on the ground. Hale laughed softly and shook his head. "With respect, Colonel, your intel is outdated. This is our operation now." The Filipino officers exchanged looks. They had seen this before, foreign confidence mistaken for control. De Vera stepped back, his jaw tight. "Then we've done our duty," he said quietly. The jungle listened, and it remembered. The CIA unit moved fast, cutting through thick vegetation as night swallowed the sky. Their night vision goggles painted the world green, but the jungle still felt alive, breathing, shifting. Every step sank into wet soil. Radios crackled with static. GPS signals flickered. Hale cursed under his breath, but kept moving. He trusted training, not warnings. Somewhere behind them, unseen, shadows moved with purpose. Men who grew up in this terrain followed without sound, barefoot, patient. Hours passed. The team reached what the map labeled a clear zone. It was nothing but dense trees and tangled roots. One agent whispered that something felt wrong. Hale shut him down instantly. "Fear makes ghosts," he said. Then the first shot rang out, not loud, controlled. One CIA operative dropped without a sound. Panic rippled through the team. They spun, weapons raised, firing blindly into the darkness. The jungle answered with silence. No enemy in sight, only the sound of rain and the sudden understanding that they were not hunters anymore. They were prey. By dawn, the CIA team was fractured. Communications were dead. 2 operatives were missing. Another bled from a leg wound, teeth clenched to keep from screaming. Hale ordered a defensive position, but the ground betrayed them. Mud sliding, roots breaking formation. Every sound felt amplified. Birds stopped calling. Insects went quiet. This jungle was signaling something. Miles away, Colonel De Vera listened to intercepted emergency pings, fading into static. He slammed his fist on the table. "We ignored them," he said. Against orders, he mobilized the Filipino Special Reconnaissance Unit, not to rescue, to contain the damage. These men moved differently, slow, deliberate, respectful of the land. They read broken branches, disturbed soil, patterns invisible to outsiders. One soldier muttered, "They walked in like kings." De Vera replied, "And kings fall hard when they don't listen." The CIA team tried to move again. Another ambush hit them, clean and precise. No wasted bullets. One agent screamed before being dragged into the trees. Hale fired until his rifle clicked empty. His breathing was wild now. Confidence had drained from his face. He realized something terrible. They were never meant to succeed alone here. The insurgents weren't just fighters. They were locals, hunters, survivors, and they knew exactly who had underestimated them.
From a ridge above, Filipino scouts observed everything. They could intervene, but De Vera ordered restraint. He said, "Let them understand first." The humiliation was not shouted, it was quiet, methodical. The CIA, one of the most feared intelligence agencies in the world, was being dismantled without a single flag, without recognition, just consequences. When the Filipino unit finally made contact, it wasn't a rescue scene, it was a recovery. Hale was found disarmed, kneeling in the mud, eyes hollow. Only 3 of his original team remained. No insurgents were present. They had already vanished, mission complete. De Vera approached Hale slowly. No anger, no pride, just disappointment. "We warned you," he said. Hale couldn't meet his eyes. His voice broke. We thought we knew better." De Vera nodded. "That thinking gets people killed here." The Filipino officers moved efficiently, securing the area, guiding the survivors out through safe paths the CIA never knew existed. Every step felt heavier for Hale, not because of injury, but because his authority had collapsed completely. Back at the Joint Command Center, silence filled the room as reports were written. Washington demanded explanations. Why was local intelligence ignored? Why were procedures broken? Hale sat alone, hands shaking, replaying every moment he dismissed De Vera's warning. The Filipino officers did not gloat. They returned to duty quietly. For them, this was not victory. It was prevention that came too late. Internal reviews followed. Careers stalled. Some ended. The official report used careful language, coordination failure, environmental miscalculation, but the truth spread differently. A powerful foreign unit had underestimated Filipino intelligence, and the jungle enforced the lesson. Weeks later, De Vera stood at the edge of the same jungle. Rain fell softly again. He knew outsiders would return someday. They always did. Some would listen, some wouldn't. The jungle did not care about flags or funding or reputation. It respected humility and knowledge passed down through generations. Far away, Hale resigned quietly. No press conference, no medals, just a man who learned too late that authority without respect is weakness. The story would never make headlines, but among Filipinos, among soldiers who knew the land, it became a reminder. You can bring satellites, weapons, and power, but if you reject local intelligence, everything can go wrong.